Shanti Shanti. So these are all guidelines given to us that either in individual life or in social life, what are the selections we have to make? And it is absolutely left to our self-effort, our judgment, our viveka buddhi, our discriminatory power, that which way we want to move. Are we moving towards destruction, or we would like to move towards the auspicious goal? According to that, we have to make choice in our individual life as well as in the broad spectrum of the social or civilization or the global civilization. We have to make our choice. We will go over to the third verse in this chapter. Yada pashyah pashyate rukmavarnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim tada vidvan punyapape vidhuya niranjanah paramam samyamupaiti yada pashyah pashyate rukmavarnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim tada vidvan punyapape vidhuya niranjanah paramam samyamupaiti yada pashyah pashyate rukmavarnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim tada vidvan punyapape vidhuya niranjanah paramam samyamupaiti. Now here he says yada pashyah, again there is an asha prayoga. Pashyah means drashta, who sees. Yada pashyah pashyate rukmavarnam kartaram isham purusham brahmayonim. Now he said, in the previous verse he said that this bird finally discovers his own glory. Now what is that glory? The last sentence of the previous verse was Jushtam yada pashyatnyanyamisham asya mahimanamiti vita shokaha. How did he become vita shokaha? How did the shoka go? Because he saw the mahima, the glory of our real identity. That we must remember. That is the panacea for everything, all the strife, all the problems of the world. So he says that, what did he see? What is that special mahima? Now he is going to describe that. Now while chanting Vita Shokaha, again I am reminded about Chandogya Upanishad, where Narada comes to Sanat Kumara and asks him to give some Upadesha. Naturally, Sanat Kumara asks Narada that I will give you the Upadesha, but I must know what you already know. In that, Narada gives a long list of all the Shastras, whatever he had known. He had known everything, nothing is there. Even it includes the Sarpavidya and so many other, the black magic, white magic and whatnot, everything was included, all the Vedas, everything was included. But he finally concludes saying that, Mantra videvaham asmi, something like that, I might be a little wrong, that I am a mantra vid, natu atma vid. I am known all these mantras, that means whatever it is written in the Vedas and all the other Shastras, everything I have learned, but I have learned only the words, the mantras. But I am not known my own self, the Atma, because I have heard that Tarati Shokam Atmavid. What is that? One who comes to know his Atma, he surpasses, he overcomes Shoka, grief. I am still having grief, O Sanat Kumara, So I have not known the Atma. Tell me, how can I get over the grief? So this is also there. Here he says that what is that Mahima by seeing which this bird became free of the grief, free of his grief. He says, Yada pashyah pashyate rukma varnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim. Drashta, what does he see? He sees rukma varnam. Rukma varnam means the golden light. Actually, golden we are saying because of the, it is not a physical light that we are talking about, but often we talk about the creator of the universe as Hiranyagarbha. This is the golden egg, that the golden womb from which the whole universe has come. Brahma is referred to as Hiranyagarbha. So that is the creator. So we associate gold with that, golden light with that. So he sees that Rukma Varnam, but we should not mistake it as a physical light. Kartaram Isham, he is the Karta of everything. Now all these things will be appearing to be contradictory because he is non-doer, he is non-enjoyer, but at the same time he does everything and he enjoys everything also. We will go into the detail later on also about these things. He sees the ruler, the doer of everything, the Karta. Not only that, Isham, who is the controller of everything. Purusham, that Purusha who is controller of everything, who is the ruler of everything, who is the doer of everything, and he is the Brahmayonim, who is the source of even the creator Brahma, that is the Hiranyagarbha, is the source of that also. But actually, as I said earlier, when we say source, it appears to be a causal relationship. From the source, the effect is coming. It is not really speaking the source, it is the substratum on which the universe appears to be. We have to remember that part. Whenever we are crossing over from the creation to the ultimate reality, it is not a causal chain. It is a non-causal creation, as I explained the other day also. The consciousness, from the consciousness, the appearance of the world is only an appearance. It is not a causal srishti. So Brahma Yonim is not a causal womb. Although without that nothing will appear at all. But the whole world is appearing on that. Tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya niranjanah paramam samyam upaiti. Then what happens to that? He becomes vidwan. He is a vidwan. He has known the truth. What happens to him? Punya pape vidhuya. For him, neither punya nor papa is there. Actually, punya papa are moral concepts where we have the idea of punya means which will take us to a better heaven or better life or so. Truly speaking, when we take to spiritual sadhana, the concept of papa and concept of punya, both are papa, because even the concept of punya also constricts us, makes us egoistic. Suppose somebody has done lot of punya karma. He thinks that I have done all this punya karma, I have served so much the society, I have done this great thing, that great thing, etc. It only makes him more egoistic in that case. So any feeling of punya also, for a spiritual seeker, he has to overcome it. Feeling of punya also will constrict his mind, it will constrict his ego. He will not be able to get over that. So for a spiritual seeker, he has to get over both punya and papa. That is why he says that tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya. All the punyas and papas for him are washed away. Everything. He does not have any kartritva, any bhoktritva at all. Everything is washed off. Niranjanaha paramam samyam upaiti. That pure samya, not only pure, it is paramam samyam upaiti. He attains that ultimate samya. That is the paramam samya. That means samatva. What kind of a samatva? Where there is no duality, no division at all, and ultimately it is the division of the subject-object division. That is also not there. That is why they say paramam samyam. That in that state, I am seeing the truth, it is not true. It is not there. he becomes the truth. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. There is no question of somebody knowing the truth like that. That duality is no more there. That is why that samatva is called Paramam Samyam. That is the ultimate evenness where there is no fragmentation, no duality at all. Yada pashyah pashyate rukmavarnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya niranjanah paramam samyamupaiti. See, this expression of sometimes calling the Supreme Truth as the ultimate Karta and the ultimate Bhokta, at the same time sometimes referring to him as Akarta, Abhokta. These are contradictory terms to indicate that transcendental level. The Rishis have used deliberately these contradictory terms so that we can think beyond, we can think in between and think beyond to get to that transcendental level. Even in Bhagavad Gita also, 13th chapter, 23rd verse, he is saying, Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto tehesmin purushah paraha. He says that he is the Upadrashta Anumanta Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. Maheshwara means he is the ultimate controller. Also, he is the Bharta, that means without whom all this whole universe, the jugglery of the universe will not be possible. He is the Bharta of that. He is the enjoyer, because whatever any being, whatever they are enjoying, the enjoyment is an assembly of all that. It is a cosmic enjoyment for the Purusha, the ultimate Purusha. And he is the Upadrashta and Anumanta. These two words are important. He is Upadrashta and Anumanta. He is looking at it as if as a witness, and he is permitting everything to happen. Whatever is happening in the world, it is with his permission it is happening. He says in 14th chapter, 19th verse, Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati. He says that when the drashta, he does not see anything, any other karta than the three gunas working in the body-mind complex in nature. That is sattva, rajas and tamas, the three gunas acting there. When we see there is no other karta than these three gunas, that means generally we are seeing, we are doing, we are enjoying, we are always doing, that is there is an ego which is looked at as the karta. But he says when a person becomes gunatita, he transcends the bondage created by the gunas. He attains the level from where he sees that it is all, the whole nature is a play of the three gunas. As in nature they are functioning, the three gunas are functioning, they are functioning in my body-mind complex also. It is a interaction of the three gunas everywhere. There is no karta, no bhokta separate from the gunas at all. When he sees that, gunebhyascha param vetti, not only that, he sees there is something beyond all these gunas, which is untouched by the gunas, which is unaffected by the gunas. That is the real identity, the self we talk about. When he sees that, gunebhyascha param vetti, mad bhavam so adhigacchati, saha adhigacchati. He attains my bhava, Krishna says. That means the knower's bhava. That means what is Krishna's bhava? He is like this. He sees that I am not neither the doer, I am not the enjoyer, everything is being done. So one who sees like this, he becomes like me, is what he is saying. That means the ultimate level is akarta, abhokta, non-doer, non-enjoyer. That is the ultimate. But at the same time, here it is saying that that same Purusha is talked about as the Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatmeti cha apyukto dehesmin Purusha Paraha. That the supreme truth is the ultimate witness and permitter of everything, and he is the support of everything, he is the enjoyer also everything. It is in a transcendental sense that everything, whatever is happening, unless this consciousness permits it, that is the sustainer, that is the substratum of everything. Without that, nothing can happen. Everything is happening in that. In that sense, here also, he says that Yada pashyah pashyate rukma varnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim. Why? He is the great Karta, because he is even the source of the entire creation. The creator Brahma also, he is the substratum of that. Without him, the creator Brahma also will not have any existence at all. Without the consciousness, no creation can be there at all. So, when the drashta, he sees this truth, where does he see? Sees as his own identity. He gets that lower bird when he looks at the upper bird, the glory of the upper bird. Finally, it wants to become like that. Finally, the bird merges there. That means merger means then he finds that that is the same Purusha within me. That is the I have been talking about throughout. I have been using that I, thinking that I am weak, I am small, or I am powerful, I do this, I do that, I am getting affected, I am getting worried. That I have been mistaken. The real I is not like that at all. It is all the gunas are working everywhere. The real I is above all that. It never gets affected by anything at all. It never becomes weak. It is the master of everything. Whatever is happening in the universe, it is there itself. So it never becomes weak, never becomes small. That is why he said, Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahmayonim. See, there is another way of looking at it also. We talk about three kinds of Akasha. The first is called Bhutakasha. That is the external sky or space. Akasha is generally sky, or it is space is a better word. We say Bhutakasha, that means the objective space, the entire objectitude which is before us. There all the planets, all the galaxies, everything is appearing there. That is called the Bhutakasha. The second is called Chittakasha. Chittakasha means the space within our Chitta, that our Chitta is our mind. That space is called Chittakasha. Now, if we go into the real perception, the mechanism of the perception, we find that we don't see anything unless it appears in our Chittakasha. The entire Bhutakasha, whatever we are seeing, the galaxies, the sun, the moon, anything, whatever we are seeing, unless it appears in our mind, I will not come to know of it. So what we are really perceiving is the universe which is appearing in our mind. Maybe the outer universe is like this or like that, that does not matter at all. What we are perceiving is the universe within our mind. If the mind does not function, we will not see the universe as it happens in Sushupti, in deep sleep. So we can say this Bhutakasha is really speaking, as far as our perception of the world is concerned, this Bhutakasha is within the Chittakasha. We are seeing the Bhutakasha in Chittakasha itself. And in the Chittakasha there are certain things which are not there in the Bhutakasha. That means the thoughts, the ambitions, the emotions, etc., they are all in the Chittakasha. They are not there in the Bhutakasha. Well, we can say they are in the Bhutakasha also in a way, because my body-mind personality is a part of the Bhutakasha, and in that, as mind, these things are happening. So that way it becomes part of the Bhutakasha also. But that Bhutakasha is really the Chittakasha which is appearing within me. Now after that there is further subtler and greater Akasha which is called Chidakasha. Chidakasha means the universe of consciousness, the space, the conscious space. Now this Chittakasha is also within the Chidakasha, because unless the consciousness reveals this Chittakasha, we will not come to know the Chittakasha. Whatever is happening in the mind, the thoughts and all, they have to be revealed by the consciousness. And when this Bhutakasha and Chittakasha are not there, when they are not there, that means in the Sushupti or even in unconscious state, when it is not there, we don't come to know anything, we know Shunya. That is also revealed by this Chidakasha. Unless the Chidakasha reveals that I am not knowing, I have not known anything, then we will not come to know the sleep state also. Maybe in that state we are not knowing because there is no function in that state. But coming out of the sleep, we are knowing that there was a state in which I did not know anything. We will not know the time for which we have slept because there was no action, nothing. There was no movement of time in that. But that not knowing anything was revealed by the Chidakasha. So Bhutakasha and Chittakasha, and the absence of both Bhutakasha and Chittakasha are revealed by the Chidakasha, the consciousness within us. Now the consciousness which we feel that enshrined, that encapsulated by the body, the ego, we feel always that our consciousness, etc. That is not the Chidakasha we say, that is actually called Chit Abhasa, Chidabhasa. In reality that is the Chidakasha. But what we understand to be body limited consciousness, the small consciousness, is the reflection of this Chidakasha in the Buddhi, in our Buddhi, in our Bodhi, in our Pratibodha. There, the reflection of the consciousness we feel as our consciousness, which is different from others' consciousness. That is the I we generally deal with, the small I with which we always behave. This is the small I we always think of. That is called Chidabhasa. Abhasa means like. Chit Abhasa. The other day I have given the example of the mirror, that the whole light is coming from the top. Parallel rays are coming down. You put millions of mirrors here. Each will reflect that light. And the reflected light, if I think that it is light coming out of the mirror, is it true? Is not the light the main light coming from there? But we think that it is the reflected light, we think it is coming from the mirror. That is, the consciousness is coming from my body-mind complex only. So that part is called the Chidabhasa, that reflected beam. It is like, suppose the sun, which is reflected in millions of waves. Now, there are millions of suns we are seeing. Actually, the sun is one. There are millions of suns we are seeing here, waves. And what do we find? With the waves, the sun also is getting distorted, modulated, moving. Are we not seeing in the reflection in the water, in the wave, the sun reflected in the waves, they are also moving like this. That is how we see that, we feel that I am also moving, just like the lower bird. I am also happy eating this fruit, I am suffering eating that fruit, I am also worried, I am affected by this, affected by that. Just like the sun is oscillating along with the water in the waves, we feel that I, that reflected sun in the wave is our I, what we think generally, that is getting always affected. But when the water becomes absolutely calm, what happened to the millions of suns? They all have become a single sun in the water. All the multiplicity is gone. There is a single sun, and that is not moving at all, because there is no wave. So we are able to see. That is what we find. The bird saw the mahima of the other bird. The lower bird saw the mahima of the other bird by seeing when this sun becomes one, the single sun, the original sun, which is reflected when there is no waves at all. So that is the real identity, and that is having all the mahima, the glory. That is the glory of the Chidakasha. That is our real identity. Chidakasha is our real identity. The Chittakasha is the fragmented identity. The Bhutakasha is the objective identity, the objectude. That objectude is actually reflected within our Chittakasha, and that Bhutakasha and Chittakasha, all of them are revealed by the Chidakasha within. यदा पश्यः पश्यते रुक्मवर्णम् कर्तारमीशं पुरुषं ब्रह्मयोनिम् तदा विद्वान् पुण्यपापे विधूय निरञ्जनः परमं साम्यमुपैति।